the real world, a global community where like-minded individuals work toward achieving their personal goals. Every member receives advanced training and mentoring from our team of experienced industry specialists. Develop essential business skills with the help of our coaches through our online comprehensive education system. Join now. Real Prosperity Financial Freedom Formula. Discover how to become financially free so you don't have to depend on your business, a job, the government, a partner, or anyone else for money. Scan code for the Financial Freedom Formula. 4BK Forbidden Knowledge Shop. Forbidden Knowledge Tours and Workshops. Embark on a journey of discovery with Forbidden Knowledge Tours and Workshops, where history, science, and spirituality merge to unlock the secrets of the universe. Our immersive experiences take you beyond the mainstream narrative, exploring ancient civilizations, consciousness expansion, biohacking, UFO phenomena, and the art of manifestation. Esoteric Store, featuring new esoteric and biohack items. It's a movement, a portal to ancient wisdom, higher vibrations, and deep truths. Awakening minds and expanding consciousness. Scan code to shop now. AI Genius Club. Revolutionary suite of 24 AI-powered apps is designed to automate, optimize, and elevate your success. Whether you're crafting visuals, creating engaging funnels, or generating personalized content, our platform empowers you to excel with ease and precision. Scan code to create magic. Event Raptor, the #1 solution for automating your sales. Attract, nurture, and convert with your ultimate coaching client attraction system. Everything you need to grow your audience, your authority and influence, your sales. Scan to start your automation.
Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of the Pain Point Podcast. And I'm your hostess with the mostest, Nicole. Yep, I'm back at you, and I'm back at you with another great guest. But before we get into it, you got to do it. You got to go back to that intro and support the people and the businesses that support this show so I can bring you some great content for free. There's a little give and a little get. At least check it out. The QR codes are there. It'll be at the end of this podcast. Everything will be listed below, along with all the goodies and the greatness from our guest today. But go ahead and check out those links. We got Penelope on there, and she's got some great events coming up. She does the prosperity. We're all about prosperity and growing. Amazing stuff. There's AI Genius in there as well. And AI Genius will bring you to a place where you're like, yes, I've got my social media. It is rocking. It's scroll stopping reels. You can make images, all kinds of AI stuff in under minutes. It's great to use. It's a fun tool if you've got a few things you want to do, or have your VA use it. It's easy peasy. Once you set up everything and the strategy, the structure that you want, have at it. Very easy stuff. If it's not simple, I won't use it. Also, check out Event Raptor. Get yourself listed as a speaker. It's free. Get listed as a speaker. Come speak at one of my events. They're virtual. You can speak from anywhere at any time. So come on, check it out. Support those people. And right now we're going to get to another great guest. So I want to welcome Adele. We have talked. We have had some conversations. And we have had a great connection. And that's what it's all about. Meeting your aligned leads, connections, clients. And this is a great connection. So welcome to the show, Adele.
Thank you, Nicole, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Oh, great. And bringing this conversation a little more fun to everybody. And it's great when you're connected to you, the guests and the host are connected. Today, we're going to talk about some pain points, but we're also going to get into some solutions. And we're going to start with one simple solution. And with me, it's keep it simple, right? What I love about what she does is she welcomes a transition to clarity. And you've got to be clear in your messaging and your life and your intention for your day, for your business, for your life. And if you set a great intention, you get to have full, wonderful, the wealth of life, the wealth in your business, and you get to be prosperity, right? You get to be all about prosperity. Adele, tell our audience a little bit about you.
I've been doing this work since I was 3 years old. I have been very aware of spirit in my life and how it works for me, how it doesn't work for me. Think about a young 20-year-old going into the bar having drinks, but spirit wants to talk to you. Kind of didn't work.
Famous.
Yeah. And then earlier we talked about your best day to your worst day of waking up with that hangover when you didn't have a drink. I get it. But I like how you said getting the clarity in the transition, because right now, this world is moving so fast and we are being called to come home to ourselves, to our own heart, and to be grounded in who we are. And so, with that, who I am is a change advocate, an intuitive guide, someone who will bring you clarity through your transition, whether it is getting ready for retirement, starting over after divorce, empty nesters, even am I in the right career for me? I've met many solo entrepreneurs and I don't know why it's not working. I can't get it to work. And I'm like, because solo entrepreneuring is not for everybody. And I want people to hear that, because it's wonderful when it's all working, but in the trenches and you want to pack it all in, you got to pull your bootstraps up and say, I'm moving forward. And I see you're laughing because you know it. You can have a bad day at a job, go home, regroup, and come back, and you're fine. You have a bad day as a solopreneur, there's no going home. You got to switch hats. You got to figure out how to get yourself out of what was created. And yes, we create everything in our life, good, bad, and different, and move on. So it's also part of entrepreneurship is celebrating the smallest wins, because you might get this great client. They go to sign up and the back end doesn't work. Your CRM is glitching, and you're like, what's the point of getting the great client? Because that great client came to you to show you haven't been looking after the back end.
Yes.
Stay on top of it. And yes, it's hard, but it's so worth it. So I hope that helps a little bit of the journey.
Absolutely. And I like how you said, and you've been doing that. It's a lifelong mission. And I know that's why we've connected, because I started in the healing arts or psychic medium, all that, doing the ghost busting and all that stuff. And the holistic, and in the 80s, it was the alternative health and healing back then, and starting in Silicon Valley when this all changed, especially even up to Marcel Vogel, who was integral, I should say, in bringing crystals into our machines, into our laptops, into our phones, and many things like that. So this is why we've connected, the sister from another mister purpose right here. And really, it is clarity. You have to have focus. You have to be a leader. You can't just say, "Hey, I'm a soul-led leader," and show up and not be able to take accountability, not do the work. You have to do the work to heal. You have to do the work in your business, and it has to be consistent. And that is very important. And sharing, even the summit coming up, Control Alt Scale. And I'm so glad you're going to be a speaker on there. And we've got a wonderful set of speakers on there to talk about tools and to share tips and tricks for solopreneurs, because my experience with my audience, and I know that you're going to bring value, and so many of all the other speakers will too, and I'm super excited about that. But really, it's not that we're in fear as coaches, as fear as consultants, and fear as soul-led entrepreneurs, but we need the how. We need maybe the logistics of how the business works, or what tool do I use for my CRM? Or if you're a good leader, you can delegate and say, hey, I don't know nothing about this CRM stuff. Find me a VA or someone that can do it for me. Here's the money. Have a nice day. That way you can be wonderful and in all of your magical woo that you need to stand in for your clients. And then you can, instead of battling your business, now you can be fully in your business and you can be prepped for bad things to come. You know who pick up the phone and call, just like your clients call you to offer assistance, offer things like that. So how did you get into this? We met at a networking, and it's so interesting to say it's a connection you have to get out there, and that's a virtual solution, is to connect and talk to other solopreneurs, talk to other entrepreneurs, so we can find where can we work and collaborate. And that's important. We did talk about that collaboration and affiliation. And this way we can edify and bring each other up. And it's so important, connection on a personal basis for your clients. Do you find that when they are in a clearer sense, they can have a better connection for their aligned leads?
If you're not grounded and if you're not aligned, you're not going to attract your people. It will not happen. And to take that step further, the energy right now is so chaotic, yet so powerful, because the chaos is saying, step into your light. Yet we're still going, we want to hold on to the old. We want to hang on to our old ways. The old is gone.
Oh, it's long gone.
The old is gone. And the faster people realize that, the better. But I also want to take it down to a different way of be slow to hire and fast to fire.
Ooh, that's a key. That is a
Right?
great key.
Because one, my background's oil and gas, business analyst, supply chain management, like CRM, logistics up the yin yang, right? It's all great to go and buy high level, right? The Cadillac of the Cadillacs of CRM systems, right? Yet, you just need a bicycle, right? You just need somewhere when you're talking, meeting people, that they have a link, a number, a whatever to say, I want to learn more.
Yes, because
Right. That's your
you can
bicycle.
find
That's
that.
one
100%.
link. The Cadillac, great. And it's really interesting because years ago when I was thinking about being an accountant, crazy, because I'm very dyslexic. So me and numbers, not very good. Yet everyone's saying, oh, I want to build a business and I got to get incorporated. And I'm like, why? They said, because you have to. And I said, are you making 100,000 consistently every year? No, don't incorporate.
You got to know why you're getting the licensing or the
Yeah.
corporation or anything like that before you go in there. And who's telling you giving you these bad business tips?
And also, exactly, the bad business tips. Who are you listening to?
Yeah.
Because if you say somebody has cash flow into this new adventure, this playground of solo entrepreneurship, they will throw money at everything.
Yeah.
Because they have it.
They do.
And then they go, the clients aren't coming because you wasted all your money.
Now you're broke.
On tools that didn't work, that you didn't have the bandwidth to understand that. And so, not by choice, but it's fun to say, what else is out there that maybe I don't have to pay for? So I've been having
Do
fun.
the research. Right.
And the thing is, not only am I getting everything up and running, is it as pretty as other places can get? Maybe not. I don't really care. It's still up and running. And on top of it, I'm learning my back end. So when the VA is hired, She can't pull, or he can't pull no crap over on me. Either
That's
you
it.
know how to do this or you don't. Because the day that I decide to fire you fast because you're not doing it right, I can pick up. I
That
know how to
exactly.
do it.
Yes. Thank you. Bravo. Because, so many, this is such a pain point with many of my clients that I come into contact with is there's two of them. One is not understanding what a leader does. A leader delegates to their subordinates' strengths. So if you're good at logistics, I'm going to give you the supply chain to work with and say,
Mhm.
"Hey, go have it." If you're great at CRM, customer relationship management, I'm going to say, go work with this. We're going to have some talks. I'm going to know enough to know, just like you said, are you pulling the wool over my eyes? And if you quit before I get a chance to fire you, I got to know enough to hire a new person that's going to fulfill that for my business in the strength. The other thing is that to say that as a leader, if your people might not be their strengths, but you still need to train them up so they can fill those positions. And maybe somebody you're working with is a great value to your team. Maybe they can pick one more thing up and you can give them a raise, give them some
Mhm.
more business. You're
Mhm.
employing people. You are running a business. You're being a good leader. Being a good leader is not placating or being a mom. You are not supposed to carry the babies. It's time to wing those children. But that second thing that you were talking about was spending a ridiculous amount of money for the new shiny object because the person was such a good salesman and they give you no value, they give you no worth, but you saw them and they're an Instagram phenomenon. You don't know them. You don't know anybody that has some type of testimony that's tangible that you may work with. What's good? Why is it not good? What did you like? What didn't you like? Did you get anything out of it? It's because the guy's got some pretty shiny shoes or some great hair or the girl, the other thing, whatever. Maybe
Mhm.
they have some type of relationship that connects at your heartstrings. You have empathy for them. It's not the best way to run your business when you're full of emotional soup and it's dramatic. You are not helping anyone. And least of all, you're not helping yourself. You cannot be successful. You cannot be a good leader. It's your business. Even if you're
Mhm.
not incorporating, you're not there yet. You want to have a successful business. So when it starts to falter, you can see the signs and pay attention. And besides, you should be of such good value to your clients and such a good leader to your employees that you're giving better value to your life. Your life is more holistic. And your clients, you're doing the healing, the job, the work, the CRM, the photographs or social media or healing, giving them some good juju and some good Reiki, you can do that because you have such a trusted team and your team supports you. And it's so much better for the world when you're doing this in a collaboration sense. When you share this with your clients, is it a big awakening moment? Aha, oh, I get it. Or is it a fight?
No, okay. That, like, the awakening moment is very important. And it's even, so I had a client years ago who was like, I just don't understand. Like I have all the staff and it like they're great staff and everyone wants to be here. And so I came in and I was like interviewing all the staff. What do you like about working here? What do you don't like about working here? All this stuff. He had a beautiful young lady working as the receptionist, right? You think great fit, awesome. She is a terrified introvert who needed a job.
Ooh.
The fact that she got hired, she knows how to put this sparkle on.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, she's going home and she's exhausted
Oh, I bet.
because she needed everything in her beingness to answer the phone cheerfully, to greet everyone coming in really happily, and all she wants to do is crawl under the desk. All of a sudden, there came an opening in his accounts payable. And I said, what about putting her in accounts payable? He goes, why would I do that? And I said, because she'd thrive.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't have to call people unless there's a really bad thing or whatever. And so I brought it up to him. I said, it's your decision. It's your company. And so he said, let's ask her. And so we had a meeting with her. And she said, I would love the opportunity to learn. And if it's okay, I'd like to try. Because her biggest thing was she didn't want to lose the job. And he says, no, you're guaranteed you'll have a job. She thrived.
Oh, that's good for her in the business.
Exactly. So then he goes, oh, I got to get the right type of person to be my front person. I go, yeah, you got to get an extrovert who loves people, who loves coming to work and shining. And it's so that's also part of the hiring and firing. Hire 3, keep 1.
Oh, yeah, on a large scale. The
Well,
casinos
yeah,
did it all the time. Hundreds
but
of
it's
people.
but it's not even it's even your VAs. Okay, I'm hiring 3 of you or like a trial period for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Give each one a project that they say they're the specialist at.
Yeah.
See who shines.
100%, because you're actually giving them the test. You're giving them the project. People say one thing and do one thing. We talked earlier about behind the scenes, and I've had this conversation with many wonderful people with these podcast interviews about the mask that people are wearing when they show up. And we just talked about that. And the human lie detector in me goes, "Doo, doo." Oh no, it's going off the radar. I'm about to explode because I see behind the mask. And I know you do too. And it's very important for
Absolutely.
people to be able to identify the tonality of someone. It's different
Mhm.
when you turn on the camera and you're like, "Well, I'm here." And then you're off camera and you're like a little bit relaxed. You may be having a different conversation. You may be saying things a little bit differently. That's a little different body language. But when someone is totally different, it's like the story that the guys would tell for years about the woman they marry was different than the woman they dated.
Absolutely. And I hear that a lot from the men's side too. But it's also those are all conditionings and belief systems that we've been told that are untrue. They say women make less than men. Do they?
No, they don't.
No, but like it was prime example because because of my role, I had liberty of knowing people's salaries, and it was neck and neck, same amount of years, same amount of service, same amount of everything, women, men, and I'm like, no way did they make the same, and I'm like, her percentage was quite a bit more,
Yeah.
and it's really funny because they're both very high paid and very unassuming. They didn't brag about nothing. The ones that were braggers actually made the least. It was quite funny,
Yeah. Yes,
right?
that's true.
Because they just come in and do their job.
Yeah.
It's not about, I'm going to be better and I'm senior and I'm like, check it at the door.
There is a time, maybe when you're out, happy hour, you're having a little fun competition and you're like, hey, I'm going to rise to the top. But that's a way camaraderie to support one another.
No, but that's different. That's not
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
I'm better than you because I make more money than you. And,
The e-
here's another perfect example is there was a project manager in my team, and me and the girls would go for lunch and we'd be saying, oh, they're grooming him for VP. I said, but he doesn't want VP. And if he does want it, it's not in this company. And they're all like, what are you talking about? And I go, he doesn't want it in this company. He's putting in his time. I'm watching. And plus, our offices were right across was from each other. So I was hearing the conversations. I was getting the vibes. And they're getting ready to give him this huge promotion. And he hands in his resignation. It was priceless.
Oh my goodness.
He did
That's
not
great.
want to be VP at this company. He went across the street. And the girls were looking at me and they go, how'd you know? And I go, body language.
Oh, that's 100%. And it's so great that you say that because it's not just in corporate America. It's in all industries, especially as coaches. Body language, we talk about that. It's so important to see that, and it is a good way to judge people. You judge them as an energy, and judgment is okay. Judgment is what we do as humans to understand who we're working with, not necessarily that someone's an enemy or that you're being negative, but you need to know where they're at in their emotions. Is their emotion code there? Do they have value? Do they have self-worth? Is someone standing straight and upright? Do they value themselves? When they enter the room, what is their energy? Do you feel this good energy, or do you feel this dark cloud and this coldness when someone comes in the room? They show that body language when they come in. And when you can identify that in regular, whether it's the solopreneur, it's your small business, or on a corporate level, it's very important to be able to identify when you're hiring, firing, or being a good leader, because you can know where you need to meet that person. Do they maybe need a little more training? Or did you give them a little too much leeway, and maybe you need to reel them back in and give them a warning and say, hey, you do this again, we're just not a match. It's time to fire.
But it's even in your personal life. Like long before I figured out that I was a lighthouse and trying to build it into my corporate or my business now, I've had friends that were just like, how come everyone's just drawn to you? I go, what are you talking about? Whether at church, whether at a function, whether at a bar, like everyone just glums onto you. And I said, because I'm me. And I'm fun as me. And then I started thinking about what's trans clarity mean and because the lighthouse wasn't my image. I wanted to have my favorite mountain from Banff, Alberta as my background. Couldn't do it. I couldn't make it work. It didn't what would this glowing, beautiful mountain in the sunset be for transformation? And then I saw this lighthouse and I was like, oh, hilarious. And all these conversations of my friends over the years of like, how come everyone just sees you? Because I'm the lighthouse.
100%. You were there. You're the light.
And so sometimes it was just like, I might be the lighthouse, but I do not need to know your life story in the bar. Thanks for sharing. Right? And you get it, right? From your background, it's, I'd love to have a conversation with you. Give me a call another day. I'm here to have fun with my friends. Thanks for playing. But then here's another thing. Everyone's talking about dating is so hard and the apps and the blah, blah. And I'm like, why would you go on an app? That is not me. I think I'm going to quote it was on Jay Shetty, but don't quote me because those reels are 30 seconds. She says, the biggest thing you need to know about dating. Hey. And he goes, what? The difference in your tone of hey, grocery store, whatever, will let the person you're going, hey to, I'm interested. If they go, hi, they're not interested. If they go, hey, you go, it might have a match.
Hey.
Exactly.
You get that long drawn woo, that second look and that head turn. It is
3 seconds. That's all you need to know about a dating app.
100%.
Wherever you are, hey. The deeper you say hey, the more you're saying, I'm looking at you, I'm checking you out, I want to know more. If they come back as a hi, hey, they're either unsure why you're linking in, or they're married. Totally fine. All you need to know in the hey.
And you got to trust that. And that's part of that transformation and that clarity. When you have the clarity and the self-worth, you can really listen to those guides and take in that direction and go, I gotcha. And that's when it's been talked about for years, where you're making that split-second decision on something of who that person is, or that you're interested in that person. And dating is just like business. Do you have a connection? Is there some charisma? Is there an energy flow? Or does that person just drain you and you're like, oh, I got to fire this client?
No, and this is really important because you might say, oh, this is a great contract. Like the figures work out, like everything works into our timeline. And then you leave the meeting and you're like, why is my stomach upset? Listen
Yeah.
to that, because that client's going to cost you, if the contract's 50,000, it's going to cost you 150.
Oh, yeah. That's very
Drop
true.
it before it starts.
Yes, and that's with that shiny object. I gotta sign up. I gotta sign up. And that addiction to these self improvement courses that people take, or the next best coach, the next best sales coach that you're there with the sales coach for 2 years and you haven't. I'm not ready for sales yet. Sales shouldn't be a secret. You should always have a call to action. So if you're with a sales coach and you haven't learned sales and you're not talking about sales, and sales is some super secret mistress chick on the side action, that's not okay. We have to be able to address everything up front because it's business. There's ethics, there's morals involved, there's client,
Well,
and it costs you. If it's going to cost you in the long run, then you can't stay in business.
and I'll just give you a little background history on why I have Book One-on-One and LinkedIn. Because when I was starting this company, my old company, I didn't even worry about sales because it was just a side gig hustle, whatever. But this one, I'm like, I suck at sales. When I started, I had no idea how to do sales. I could talk to people, and then we'd hang up, and I go, "Oh, I didn't even ask them if they're interested in working with me." Okay, I have to work on that. So I took it out of the equation. I just said, until I got the confidence to say, "Okay, here's the 3 ways you can work with me. Which one sounds best for you?" I say, book a call. Follow me on LinkedIn for a while, because then it took the pressure off. It took that salesy, pitchy crap that I hate. Just went,
Right.
here's friendly. If you book the call, I'd be happy to direct call, talk to you, whatever. And I'll say, and then I even learned, whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. I just said, okay, thanks for booking the call. Want to know about you. I'll just get this off the table because you did book a call in with me. Here's 3 ways to work with me. So tell me about you. What made you decide to call me? I'm not everyone's a cup of tea. That's okay.
Exactly.
But something I said or something I did or whatever told you, book a call.
100%. And they
And I'm
listen to that.
honored whoever comes in.
And you should. And we're not talking about being the old school used car salesman or sell somebody some boxes of Amway, hide it in your garage because you want to have a special Amway party. And at the rest of that's a conversation for
I was going
another
to say,
day.
in which version of Amway? There's 25.
But to do that and just to get into business, forcing the sale or feeling bad about the sale, people want to find you. And that's another reason why on this great summit that the Control Alt Scale is, we're having people who share the value of sales, because you know what? You need to have a call to action because people want to know what they need to do with you. They want to know what's in it for them. And guess what? They want to throw some money at you. You're the
Accepting,
next best thing.
receiving.
Yes. I'm open, I'm ready, guide me. And when you're opening yourself to healing and you're doing all this manifestation for the last 50, 20 years, whatever, and then you're thwarting all the abundance coming to you like you were Wonder Woman, right? And you want to just tell it to go back away. Then the universe is going to listen to that and say, you're not worthy. You're going to go broke because you need to get out of this business, and this business is not for you because you weren't listening to all the good guidance that was coming in.
And I want to address that because, everyone has channels, everyone has guides, everyone, right? The biggest message I'm learning now that we've fully integrated into this new world of Aquarius, everything is here for us. The reason we're not seeing it is because we're not at home within ourselves.
Yes.
We don't love ourselves first. We don't put ourselves first. And that needs to change. So the faster you
Yes.
want to shift into new and exciting and beautiful, get your ducks in a row, know what your back end's doing, check every box, everything, get all that in place. Figure out your calendar. Where are my clients fitting? Where is networking fitting? Where's my time off fitting? You got to build that out so when your client calls or your group coaching calls, here's the spot.
Right.
Here's the spot. If you're juggling, they can't come. And I'm also going to say, yes, I'm a new entrance to your summit and I appreciate it. And I went, look at my calendar. Yes, I can do a shift.
Yes.
Right? I can do the shift. Is it great for the person I'm shifting? I don't know. I instantly put out a message. You choose what you want me to do going forward. I'm open to both. I can either come late to her stuff or I just make it a different time. And that's okay.
Yes. It's okay for change and it's okay to be agreeable, but it's okay to, if you have prepped and prepared and you have done the work, you're able to shift and those shifts will be okay. It's not always going to work as well for everybody, but where are you really meant to be? And maybe this is a time that you need to take this and this is for your business. So you're sharing exactly, you're doing what you share and teach your clients to do. Here's an opportunity for me to share my business. Here's an opportunity for me to have a call to action. Here's an opportunity for me to get seen and heard and market myself, do some passionate, aligned selling. Because this way clients find you, you've got a call to action, and they know what that is and they can follow that. Or maybe they can follow you for a little while. But this is so valuable that we share, that you have to get out there and market yourself. It's not necessarily that we're in fear. And when we do this and we brace for this as good soul-led leaders in our business and we embrace this, stuff is happening quick. All that stuff years ago where it would have worked itself out, things will be okay, someone will support you. That community's not there. Those neighbors are no longer there. That is why we've been thrusted. Part of why we're online is because we're getting new families. We're getting new friends. We need to adjust for that and change. Doesn't mean that we're all leaving people behind, but some people will choose to stay behind. They will choose not to take the change.
So this is the biggest thing that I've learned recently was, in order for us who are the light workers, the wakened, the whatever you want to call us, the shapeshifters, think of an hourglass, right? So we're flying through the hourglass, the squish of COVID, whatever you want to call it, whatever. We're way up in the top of the hourglass. But guess what? The hourglass didn't have any grounding. Right? So we're getting pulled back a bit to say, slow down. The ones who are choosing not to come ahead with us is perfect because that's their contract, but they're grounding into the bottom of the hourglass so we can rise again stronger and better.
Yes.
And this is another thing that I see with entrepreneurs all the time. They're like, I'm so busy and I'm so tired. And I get to the end of the day and I'm like, are you doing back-to-back meetings? Yeah. Do you have your bio breaks put in? Do you have your food breaks put in? Do you have your, I just gotta go lay down, go for a walk, go pet the dog, whatever put in?
Yes.
No. You're not running a business. You're running a burnout plant.
Yeah. And then the clients pick up on that, or your potential clients pick up on that. And your health is at risk. You're not moving. You need to get up and move. You need to change. You need to change your attitude. You need to shake up your energy. You need to get your blood flowing. Take 10 minutes, do a yoga break, get a water break, walk to the bathroom, go get some sunshine. Yes, schedule it in your calendar. If you don't do it at a certain time, like I go to a group early in the morning, take a break, get a little breakfast. My intermittent fasting is up, go for a walk or run by the lake. And then I come to do business because now I'm in a business mind. Now I'm clear. Now I'm ready. You've got to do that. I can't. And this is another thing. You're getting a lot of diseases because you're stationary.
And it's also even the 15-minute conversations. Book a 15-minute before and book a 15-minute after. The one that you're actually doing.
Yes.
So you can finish up finish up what you're doing, get into the conversation, finish up all your notes from the conversation so you don't go, oh my gosh, they're calling me back and I don't remember the conversation. Because you've done your notes, you put it in, you
email. I do it sometimes while I'm on the conversation with someone and I say, hey, would you just give me a moment? Because sometimes you're just in that guidance. You're just in that moment and everything's clicking and you want to get it out. And if you're an energy worker, sometimes we get downloads that we don't remember later what we did or why we did it because we were guided and we were so tuned in and so heightened up. And we need to be in that moment and honor that. But that's such a great thing because when you give the grace of those times, it's not 5 days later. Then people are like, where's my email? This person doesn't respond. They're not talking back to me. They're not connecting with me. They didn't go and mark the LinkedIn and we didn't join us as friends, which the other caller should do too. If you don't, it's okay. We all need to take some action steps and accountability. But if you're the leader, you decide you're the leader today, you're the grown up in the room, then take the time to email and look professional because you're what? In business.
You show up when no one's watching is your truth.
Say that one more time.
How you show up when no one's watching is your truth.
It's like back in the day, if you ever did a call service and they said smile because they can feel the smile on the other end.
Absolutely.
Right? And it took me a second. Wait, they don't really know if I'm smiling, but it's the energy and the involvement in the smile, in the energy, in the change, in the person that we were talking about earlier, the receptionist.
Like
where's her energy at?
Even in these podcasts, right? Like after, I'll be like, oh man, I was on because my cheeks hurt.
Right.
Because I'm saying, I'm smiling through the conversation. I'm enjoying the conversation. I'm here fully present in the conversation.
Yes. And you're showing up as your authentic self, which gives you the ability to be present because you know your business. The questions get into some groups. If you're not on a podcast, don't just jump on everybody's podcast because it's free. Don't do that. You're not doing yourself any benefits and you're definitely not benefiting the host. The other thing is that yes, you show up as yourself, get in a group, talk about your business so other people understand. Does it make sense to them? Does this make sense? You don't have to ask them all the questions. You can tell, again, like you were saying, body language. Are they engaged with you? Do they want to know more? Are they asking you questions? And if you're getting frustrated, then they're confused and a confused mind doesn't buy. And if it doesn't work in your group, it's not going to work with your clients or your
or if you have to give all the questions to your guest, they're not my guest. Because my podcast is an authentic conversation with me. If I have to pre-script it, well, one, I don't know how to pre-script it because I'm guided to what you say to what I'm going to say. So I can't do the questions. And that's okay. It's okay.
There's different podcasts. And if you're intuitive and you're guided, you're still going to go back to the setup. What is your intention with a podcast? That should always be prepped and you should always be ready. Who is your guest? What do they talk about? And how do you two vibe on that? And how is it a good exchange? Where is their strong point? Where is your strong point? And where will work harmoniously? That's a pre-planning 5 minutes. That's good for the break, that 15-minute break. You're pre-planning. What is my intention and what are they about? And so even if you have to have a set of questions, a guide, that's okay. It's okay to have guidance to who is this person? Who am I talking to? Because not Everybody is the greatest at being authentic.
No, but that's
Yeah.
also, I'm not saying I'm not doing my homework.
Right.
I'm not saying
Right.
like I'm coming in blind going, I don't know, I got Sally on the show. Who's Sally? I don't know, I'll figure it out when she gets here. No, like I've looked at your LinkedIn, I've looked at different things, I've seen your posts, I've seen, like, I'm not totally blind to it, but I also am trusting the feeling I have when we decided we are doing the podcast. Because if I don't get the yummy feeling, I don't care if you're paying me, you're not coming on.
And that's good. We want to know, and it's good to talk a little bit about what happens behind the scene with a little bit of prep. Because a
Mhm.
lot of that, and we've discussed this a few times too, a lot of people see this. Here's this scroll, and they say, oh, just jump in and have a conversation and just grab the mic and go. But recognizing the steps it took to get here, like you say, you do prep for your show.
I'm getting
And
better.
yes, and it makes a difference. And so talking about the reality, it's like holding an event, and I don't want to charge. Some of my events are free, some of them are paid to play. Oh, I won't get on a stage if it's not free. Then maybe you have no value for these people.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I was like, oh, that's paid. Oh, it's free. I'm starting to see the subtle nuances of the paid to play to the free. And as an entrepreneur, it's also saying to me, do you want to stay at this level or do you want to go up to this level?
Yes.
And
Yes.
and we both know some people say don't pay up front, you'll get paid on the back end. Yes, no. It really depends on who, paid or unpaid, how well the person you're saying yes to knows their back end. Because you could pay $1,000 to go and pay to play, and their back end bumps out on the back end, and their VA doesn't know what's going on, and they're like, I'm sure we owe you some money, but we don't know.
But
And it's nobody's
yes,
fault. It's nobody's fault. It's just business.
buyer beware.
Right?
Beware of what you're doing. And it's important. What is the value you're getting? You want a little bit of skin in the game at some point because it's kicked up a notch. Is it kicked up a notch? What is the level of people that are speaking? What is the level of clientele that you're looking for? What is the level of, maybe there's a media package
And
I tend to offer commercials and podcasting with it and getting you seen and getting you heard. What is the value you're getting out of that? Sometimes it's nickels and dimes, and is it worth it? But I use it.
but it could
This
be one client.
It could be exactly. Are
Or it
you
could
there
be
with the
50.
aligned audience? Yes, yes.
Right?
What is that value? And then you see it, and then you go, "Hey, I don't feel I got this value out of it. What did I either miss? What could I have done better? What decision could I've made? Maybe pivot a little left and a little right, or was this no value at all and did everything fall apart?" That's okay. You learned a lesson and you're moving forward. You know what to do. But to say that, hey, I'll never pay, but you charge for your services. And are people on a stage? You have entrepreneurs, and then you have a media person, and then you have a social media guy, and then you have a sex therapist on your stage. What kind of alignment is that? It's two totally different things. We're talking about client relationship with maybe a customer relationship with a CRM. And then we're talking about relationships that don't really have anything to do with the networking of the business. It may be that personal stuff should have gone to a personal summit, a relationship summit. And when those collide and you're having a free stage and the speaker before you and the speaker after you is totally different and it's not on the same vibe, it's not, who wants to sit in that summit? How good was that for you? What did you really get out of it? If you just want a chance to speak, that's different. It's like a fighter who goes and trains in Mexico and has a few fights and then gets really good and then comes back to the States and now they're a UFC fighter because they trained, they did the work. So first you're taking any fight for free, now you're doing paid fights. So it's a bit different. And you know what? The other thing I'll say is that if you want to I get paid to speak. What value do you bring? How many stages have you been on? Is the quality that you speak at? And who's hiring you? Who is hiring you to speak? Is it a friend of a friend? Is it your mom? Is it your brother? Is it your cousin? And what place is hiring you? And what did you have to pay to get hired? So what did it cost? For an example, if you want to be on a TEDx stage, that's all good and fine, but you can't even have the application filled out without getting out of pocket $5,000.
I know.
And you're paying to be on that stage. That's
And,
just
you,
the
and
start.
the craziest thing was someone said to me, "Oh no, it's not $5,000." I go, "Why?" Because sometimes it takes you 2 or 3 applications to get accepted. And I'm like, is that important?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm not in that arena. And that's cool. Maybe I
Right.
might be, maybe I won't be. I don't know.
But the other thing is that you have to pay a speaker coach, or you have to be part of a speaker association, or you have to be part of the tribe. And the reason is because you're bringing yourself value as the speaker. You're bringing yourself value as being on the stage, that you are somebody that they will choose. And sometimes that has nothing to do with the application, in all honesty. But you are paying at some point. And so if we start to discuss our value, our worth, and where that money is going, it's a different story to start to track where you're paying money. Who are you paying money to? $100, $200 versus 10,000 to maybe get something? But
Yeah.
it also depends on where you're playing. And there's nothing wrong with having a guest on the stage that you're doing an exchange with, and there's a reciprocity in the fee. Is there something that's working out? Or having a namesake come to your stage. Hey, maybe there's a David Goggins in there and you're like, hey, this will bring value to my people. Maybe I got a lot of military in the audience or a few military speakers, and it's a Veterans Day. And so that would bring value to bring people to the stage. You really have to look at the larger picture of what's going on. And then who wants to stay for all that time? And are you having a connection? Is your audience getting value? And are the other speakers getting value out of it? And that's important too, because you're in business to make connections. And if you get high value out of the speakers and the speakers connect, wow, that's big. That's money.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, like I've learned so much from the summits I've done, and the summits I've just been the spectator. They're all good.
And it's all learning and it's all experience. And
And I also think of how else would I have met all these people from around the world?
it's networking, it's collaborating. And that's
Well,
what virtual
no, but
stages
it
do.
like it no, but it's like with my other company, I was networking, I was doing it's just like you guys, none of you guys are my clients. Right? And then it was like I started seeing the clicks and I was like, I'm out. I'm out. Like and I'm the first to admit I bail easily because I am a connector. I've always been a connector, like from knee high to a grasshopper. Oh, you know somebody? I know somebody. Oh, do you need a plumber? Do you need an electric? I just knew people. I don't know why I knew people. Maybe it's because my dad was an entrepreneur and people were just coming in and out of the business, coming in and out of the house. And I don't know. I just knew people. So if say I was over at my little friend Sally's house and they said, oh, like we really got to get a plumber in. Oh, I know a plumber. I just
Yeah.
say, oh, call Joe. Who's Joe? The plumber.
It's great leadership skill.
No, but I was 5, I was 7. Like I don't know. And they go, and then
Yeah.
if they ask more about Joe the plumber, then I go find out more about Joe the plumber.
And it's a success in the business as an entrepreneur and as a leader to say where to go.
Mhm.
Where's the direction? And that's what you bring with your transition and your clarity is to share with people the guidance as the lighthouse where to go. Maybe they're not stopping at the lighthouse, but they need a little light for their boat
To not
to
hit the
go.
rocks.
Yeah, don't hit the rocks.
And if you hit the rocks, it's your choice.
And someone will have to come out to rescue you, but that's a whole nother involvement. But you are giving that guidance as the lighthouse, as the beacon on a larger scale for people to be able to find the clarity and go, oh, I need to look in this direction. And when someone shines a light, even if it's a flashlight, you go, oh, that's what I need to do. And that's the guidance. And sometimes we need someone in this dimension here on the earth. That's what most of us are here for in this great awakening as teachers and trainers, coaches and consultants and solopreneurs, to give people that guidance because we need that earthly body to point to us and say, hey, listen. Because sometimes that guidance isn't like just in your face, like right there in that moment where you can really receive or understand. So you need somebody in the earthly body that's speaking the language, whether it's the body language or the actual audible language, to understand you and having walked a mile in your shoes and understand what you need and go, oh, you need a background. Oh, you need a CRM. Oh, you can get one for $7 and send a few emails out and connect to people. Don't go full tilt. Your guides aren't necessarily going to have that conversation with you because they are different dimensional and they're different for that reason. But that's why we're here on Earth. And we still have to do the business of Earth and understand that we're here and let's serve that purpose because this change is great. That veil's lifted. It's all gone. It's crazy. It's haywire. Things are coming hard and fast, which is great too. I'm tired of waiting. Made me bored. I'm kicking my feet up and going, oh gosh, are we there yet? It's like a bad date. Oh, 5 minutes. I got another hour to go. And you didn't take the car. So you decide to have the guy drive you over there. So we
Oh,
need
that's
that.
funny.
So we don't want life to be that. That seems like it was like that for me for a little while. Just, oh, this is really a bad date. I need to shift who I'm dating with. It's not like the excitement and waking up, like I said before. It's just when you wake up and you have that pain and angst, feeling like you're in that hangover energy the next morning, that you don't know where you're at, you don't know what's going on. You're waking up in a full haze. It means not only is it time to maybe slow down the drinking, stop drinking, but really detox your body and wake up to what's in front of you and what is good in your life and find that
Well,
clarity.
the thing is, it's not about the drinking, the eating, or anything. It's just your body saying, hello, do you want to come home? You're not
Yeah.
aligned. And with everything speeding up, this has happened to me quite often. Like I'll have a night of powerful dreams. I go to get out of bed and it's nope.
Yeah.
Because everyone does, all the particles of me haven't actually come home from the wild dreams yet.
Yeah, that's so
So
true.
it's like before you even think about getting out of bed, putting your feet on the floor, take those deep breaths and say, I call all particles home.
Oh, yeah. That's a
And
good one.
bring everybody home. And then you'll, like, once you get that, everybody's home, then get up.
It's like Willy Wonka. When he went, the kid was changing from the big to the little and he was traveling, was time traveling, and all the particles weren't quite there and he was stuck in the tininess in the box. All the particles hadn't hit, right? And we need to understand that when you do that traveling, you do have to come home to roost and be in your body. And that's okay to wait a second. Take a meditation, allow it to come in, wake up to what you need to wake up to so you can roll out of bed, maybe snooze. Sometimes that's okay to hit that snooze alarm to gather your parts, your pieces, your intention for the day. Wake up to what is going on and what's going on for your day. This is a great conversation, and we are getting towards the end of our time. I want to leave you with the last words because people will find all your wonderful information below.
What do I want to say? I want people to understand that We are in crazy fast times. To ultimately be gentle with yourself, to accept that you are here, you are chosen. More importantly, you are not broken. You are here as a unique being to shine your unique gifts to the world. And whether it's me, whether it's Nicole, whoever, is just here to help you shine your light like nobody else can. Because you are the one who's showing up for you to spread the light to all of us. And I thank you.
Thank you. I love it. And all Adele's information will be down below. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and Rumble. All the information, all the conversation. You'll see everything across LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. You'll find it everywhere because we'll be anywhere and everywhere that we can in front of everybody that we can get in front of, like it or not. But here we are. We're showing up as our authentic selves. And what a great conversation. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
The real world, a global community where like-minded individuals work toward achieving their personal goals. Every member receives advanced training and mentoring from our team of experienced industry specialists. Develop essential business skills with the help of our coaches through our online comprehensive education system. Join now. Real Prosperity Financial Freedom Formula. Discover how to become financially free so you don't have to depend on your business, a job, the government, a partner, or anyone else for money. Scan code for the Financial Freedom Formula. 4BK Forbidden Knowledge Shop. Forbidden Knowledge Tours and Workshops. Embark on a journey of discovery with Forbidden Knowledge Tours and Workshops, where history, science, and spirituality merge to unlock the secrets of the universe. Our immersive experiences take you beyond the mainstream narrative, exploring ancient civilizations, consciousness expansion, biohacking, UFO phenomena, and the art of manifestation. Esoteric Store, featuring new esoteric and biohack items. It's a movement, a portal to ancient wisdom, higher vibrations, and deep truths. Awakening minds and expanding consciousness. Scan code to shop now. AI Genius Club. Revolutionary suite of 24 AI-powered apps is designed to automate, optimize, and elevate your success. Whether you're crafting visuals, creating engaging funnels, or generating personalized content, our platform empowers you to excel with ease and precision. Scan code to create magic. Event Raptor, the #1 solution for automating your sales. Attract, nurture, and convert with your ultimate coaching client attraction system. Everything you need to grow your audience, your authority and influence, your sales. Scan to start your automation.